Money grows, peace can grow. Money stack grow, only money grows.
What's up, YouTube fam? It's your man King Marcel, and we back with another video. I'm sorry I've been gone for the last 2 weeks. I just made a promise to myself to finally start making the book that I've been saying for years that I was going to write. It's actually coming together quite nicely. I'm going to give you guys more details on that when I'm closer to being finished with the book. But I'm trying to already got it already done and everything. It's just me typing it up and so trying to figure out what cover I'm going to have for it. So be looking out for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bring you guys more information about that the closer I am to being done. But I had to come back, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I've been gone too long. It's been almost 2 weeks since I dropped the video, and I had promised you all that I was going to be more consistent. And I'm sorry about that. It was just something that was in me that was like, I really need to get this knowledge that's on my brain out to the world and just see what it does. So I hope you guys support it when it does come out. But we got a couple TikTok videos that I really think you all need to see. It's been a lot going on in the world. These gas prices are getting crazy, and I just hope that you guys are preparing for it. Things to get worse, because like I've been telling you all for the last couple months, is that I don't see this conflict ending anytime soon, and I believe there's going to be a famine here. I believe not only a famine, but the electric grid is going to experience problems. It's just going to be a whole bunch of trickle effects going on, and I hope you guys are preparing your families for them. So we're going to get right into these videos. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, and I believe we just need 29 more. I'm so happy for all the new subscribers that's been subscribing to me. Y'all don't know how much, it means to me that this channel is growing, and a lot of people are liking the videos. So with that being said, let's get right into this one. Starting off with some craziness.
Hey, this is Robert Pattinson. I'm talking to Jen on Good Day Philadelphia.
Apparently this happens because of something called decompression. And the weird thing about this is that there is a kids movie that came out, and it's called K-pop Demon Hunters. And the demons in this TV show look exactly like what this decompression looks like. If this anomaly is just happening on camera, then how do the people in the studio know that this is happening as well? But this is an interview with Jenna Bush, and as this is happening to her, the interviewer says to her, change how you look, does not match anything that's being talked about in the interview.
But yeah, I mean, listening to their stories was incredible. And
Jenna, when you see this, when you not only listen to their stories, but you get involved and you write about it as well, does it change how you look, you're thinking about how government should run in the United States and elsewhere?
We have this other interviewer who's on camera, but the people are screaming in her ear that something is very wrong because they can see it as well. Why are they screaming at her to change if it's nothing to do with her and this is just a camera anomaly?
That's going to have a long, healthy life, and so will George Bush and Nicole Richie.
If you're not already bipolar.
I hear yelling in the booth. Are they yelling at me for the way I read that?
You did great.
Okay.
But if you're not...
Excuse me.
I could hear Lisa yelling.
Give her a break. She didn't read it earlier. She doesn't know the story. It's okay. Just stop it. She's okay.
I could hear you.
And remember, I believe it was like 2 years ago, they came out saying that people were going to start to see what did they call it, a demon syndrome, where they would start seeing people's faces in different ways that look like demons. And is it too wild of a stretch? Because looking at those videos, their faces all did the exact same thing. It wasn't like an anomaly that was happening to any of the background, or anything like that, or to any of the other cast members that were, a part of those news takes. Nothing changed with their faces, only particular people. So that was weird. That was very weird.
I can't believe NASA is actually doing this. This is Artemis 2 coming back to Earth, and this is what NASA is showing us. They're showing us a bunch of people in an office, right? This is mission control. And first of all, the lighting is horrible here. And this is what we're getting. We're getting a CGI visualization of the re-entry. Right? This is it right here. CGI. We're not getting any live footage. This is CGI. And this is the funny part right here. Look, they added stars. I have not seen one single star in this entire mission to the moon. They tell you, oh,
they contradict themselves so much, because then they say when you go up into the upper atmosphere that you can't see stars from in space. That that's a phenomenon that we only see from Earth, but they're clearly in space. What's filming this? Like genuinely, what would be filming them doing the re-entry? This doesn't make any sense at all. But a lot of people were eating this up. Even though I'm all praises to the Most High, a lot of people were not believing this. Because, I mean, look at that. Look at that fire. Like, this is not real. And again, what was filming them?
See the stars because of the sun. And yet right here, these people, they added stars to this visualization of the re-entry of Artemis 2. I'm telling you, these people are out of their minds. They need to try harder. They need to fire the entire staff and record label and crew. They need to do a better job.
All the money they're getting for this. Of our taxpayer dollars.
They use blood in their rituals, and the blood that has the most power is baby's blood. And they don't just use the blood, they use the flesh too.
Say anything more about witches or witchcraft, we'll be forced to take you to a mental hospital. Complications, Rosemary, but nothing will affect future births.
I don't believe you. You're both lying.
They put it in our faces every single time.
I start looking at about age 6, sometimes earlier. Because of my trained eye, I can see potential. Take that girl, for instance. You may think not a chance. I see her differently. Loner type, others hate her. Weird eating habits. Looks extremely moody. Basically all the outer signs of a future supermodel. Now, it's my job to nurture those qualities, and maybe we have a winner on our hands. How are you doing in school? You liking it?
I hate it.
Good. How about grades?
Who cares?
Exactly. Nobody. What about the other kids? Do they think you're weird?
Yeah, they think I'm a witch with evil powers.
Good. That's real good. Keep something in mind. Being
what is
different
funny
doesn't
about
mean you're a witch. It only means you may become one of the highest paid models in the world, okay?
Yeah, whatever. I don't care about anything.
Nice touch, kid. All right, let's go over the names again. You said you like India, but you don't like bidet. It's edgy. It's a French toilet. Think about it. Do you smoke? Hungrier. No. Not like that. I want food. Hungrier. Like an erotic hunger. Like I'm ridden with sexual energy and I can control you with one lustful look. Better.
Like what? Right in our
I've
face.
actually fucking had it with the United States of America because, baby, we are living all types of fucking wrong. Like, you mean to tell me I got to go to work 40, sometimes 50 hours a week only to get 2 weeks of paid vacation while the rest of the world gets fucking 5? Peasants used to get 154 days off. I'm not even treated like a fucking peasant anymore. I got to drive an hour to work and back if I'm lucky. If I pay to fucking commute, I'm paying for a train or a bus or an Uber fucking ride. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm paying for fucking tolls on fucking roads that my tax dollars already pay to build and fucking maintain. I got to pay to get a fucking driver's license or a license plate for the fucking driving on the roads that my tax dollars again paid to build and fucking maintain. Then I need an oil change, a tire rotation. Pads are fucking $1,000 per axle on a base model Kia Optima, bitch, since fucking when. You narrowly avoid all that shit by the skin of your fucking teeth. You still got to afford groceries. You got to restock the house with toiletries, cleaning supplies. You got to redecorate every 5 years because whatever the fuck you had done, guess what? It's out of style. And here's an algorithm that's going to program you into over fucking consumption. You don't have enough eat, pray, love candles in your fucking house. More fucking stickers, taxes, tolls, tickets. And then the fucking kids need fucking photographs. You got to pay fucking $40 so it can go into a fucking pedophile database. You got to buy them a new outfit. You got to buy them Doritos because the algorithm is working double time on their overconsumption just as well as it fucking is yours. Now I got to drive around a different Five Belows after I work fucking 50, 60 hours a week commuting and paying tolls, paying fees through the fucking nose. I turn around and pay my light bill, my water bill, my electric bill, my Comcast, you fucking name it. They want to charge me a fee to pay them the fucking money that I owe them, bitch. You can't even waive a $5 fee for me to fucking pay you. I got to sit on fucking the phone for 6 minutes arguing with AI just to get a fucking human being on the phone and tell me why I'm paying to fucking pay them. Shit's fucking bullshit, bro. I got to pay property tax, income tax, social security. I got to pay a fucking sales tax. Also that my fucking pedophile of a Satan worshiping, baby eating president can blow up fucking children halfway across the world and stop resources. We got a looming energy crisis. We have a fucking food shortage affecting the entire fucking globe. My tax dollars don't go to fucking healthcare. They give me just enough healthcare to keep me alive long enough to fucking work, but you know, like sick enough so that I'll die before they actually have to pay me fucking social security. They feed me fucking poison. I'm too fucking tired to cook anyways, and if I could, it wouldn't fucking matter. Because now it costs the same to buy groceries that it does to eat out every single fucking night, but at least I ain't gotta fucking cook. There's no health benefits to cooking your own food unless you growing that shit, and even if you growing that shit, you still got chemtrails and other pollutants in your fucking environment. You can't win for fucking winning. And then you gotta fucking take Ozempic and go to the gym 5 days a week, 2 to 3 hours a day, just to maintain an overweight fucking BMI, just to be overweight by definition of the rest of the fucking world. I literally can't take this shit. I gotta take vitamins and supplements and peptides just to have enough energy to commute an hour to work and work 50 fucking hours a week to get shitty fucking healthcare. I'm fucking spent. Then I gotta have a hunt, grow, build, fish. All of that shit costs to do on my own motherfucking land that I'm already fucking paying property taxes on. It's fees on top of fees on top of fees. They charging fees for fucking fees now. They just making shit up at this point. And I swear to God, I can't tell up from left, down from right. I can't fucking do this shit anymore. And all while this shit is happening, they're fucking constantly attacking your psychological, and even the most strongest person falls victim to the fucking propaganda. They're telling women that being a woman is standing 10 toes down and looking like a Kardashian and being independent and not needing a man. That's what it means to be a woman nowadays. And what does it mean to be a man? It means you fuck a bunch of different bitches and you fucking hate women. All of that shit just attacking love and the central nuclear home in the United States of America so they can have access to turn our children into their fucking slave force. So that they can make our fucking children so miserable they're willing to go and fight off in war. And if they're not doing that, then they're raping and eating them at fucking Epstein Island. Every time I turn around, they're either charging me or attacking me or finding new and creative ways to fucking poison me and kill me and squeeze me for every motherfucking dollar I got, and I can't take it. And then the whole entire fucking world hates you for what your government has done to you, and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Y'all just kicking me when I'm fucking down. I can't go anywhere because they fucking hate us, and even if they didn't fucking hate us, I don't have the fucking money to go there. And if I did have the money and they didn't fucking hate us, I don't have the fucking creative know-how to fucking get there because my government filters me from accessing any legitimate fucking exit plan. And even if I could, ICE is now in the fucking airports. TSA has been defunded. It's a fucking bitch to travel. And next they're going to be closing borders so they can build concentration camps with my tax dollars while a ruling class of Satan-worshipping, baby-eating pedophiles comes for my fucking kids every way, shape, or form. Bitch. Taxes, fees, taxes, tolls, taxes, check engine light, taxes, tickets, taxes, pedophiles, taxes. Bitch, I'm done.
Very valid crash out. It needs to be more of that.
Oh, hell. So I went down the thermal receipt paper rabbit hole, and this stuff is crazy. And apparently, Sylvester Stallone was caught refusing to touch a receipt. Check this out. Yeah, there he is right there. Oh, no, I'm good. I don't want to touch that. Now, did he just not want the receipt? Or does he know that touching this stuff is crazy? Look at that. BPA, apparently just touching it. It mimics hormones and potentially harming reproductive, neurological, metabolic, and immune issues linked to issues like infertility, just touching those damn receipts. And if you put hand sanitizer on, which is, where was it? That stuff right there, found in everyday products, antibacterial soap. So if you wash your hands in hand sanitizer and then you're touching a receipt, it's like the worst thing you could do.
Like, why? And y'all don't think these people are purposely against us? Even down to the damn receipts. It messes with your fertility. Like, all of those side effects just from you grabbing your receipt that you have to get from every transaction that you make. The hypocrisy of this place. Why isn't it just regular paper? Why is it something that over time is going to give me cancer and kill me? But then it's still people who are in this self-delusion that everything's fine. And if you believe that the government or that these billionaires are against you, then you're a conspiracy theorist. It's even down to the damn receipt paper. Like man, what? Let me crash.
Hey, America. So today I delivered a load to a data center in South Carolina. And I'm going to tell you something about that data center that I seen. It looks like a prison. Alright, listen to me. There's nothing but solid concrete walls and ventilation. I don't know why they would need something built like this for a data center, but I'm telling you now that these data centers have their own electric substations. I'm talking about with power cords, hey, to keep some stuff running. All right, but in all actuality, I'm telling you, these data centers look like encampments, concrete prisons. Now, I might be wrong. Maybe they're not. Maybe they really are data centers. But I'm looking at data centers that they're going to have computers that hold data, and these places are the size of 10 Walmarts. All right, like how many servers must you have to where these are coming up all around the country? Right. One of these data centers look like it should be able to hold the information of everyone in this country 100 times over, but they're popping up everywhere. Okay, and I'm telling y'all, I've seen some jails, I've seen some prisons. Listen to me. I don't think these no data centers. I'm honestly feeling like there's going to come a time where some of us have to put up, shut up, or be locked up. So America and Americans, y'all better stay frosty and keep your eyes open. We know the vast majority of you are going to fall in place. But some of us really enjoy our freedom. And some of us will fight for it.
So Israel came out saying that in America, water, soil, and oxygen should not be infinitely accessible. They are assets that should be included in the global economic balance sheets. So basically, all of this, water, soil, and oxygen, should be monetized. It is getting way too far, guys. But people are saying this is not satire. The World Economic Forum wants to monetize breathing, which it makes sense. Like, why would they not? I mean, they monetized water because, of course, water needs to be cleaned and stuff like that. So now they may purposely make the air dirty in some areas. So then you're going to have to pay for clean. Holy, bro, guys, I've been losing my voice. That was sick. That was insane. But yeah, so basically they're going to make it purposely dirty. So then you're going to have to pay for clean air. So, yeah, guys, what do y'all think about this in the comments? She clearly said in her statement that we don't want to try to monetize air, but then she explained what she wants to do, and it's literally the textbook definition of monetization. So anyways, what do y'all think of this in the comments? Let me know your opinion, guys.
And it's the fact that it's these people from Israel who are saying these things.
Jeffrey Epstein's still alive. As is his cellmate, Efren Reyes. Have a great day.
Ooh, the floodgates are open. Just did the story on Amanda yesterday. Now, Victoria is coming forward to talk, and she's got some tea. Let's hear a little bit about Victoria and what she has to say about what's going on right now. Let's listen.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and I am coming on here to say that I am going to officially start doing a series to seek justice. I apologize to my attorneys, but I'll get permission from you later. Anyways, essentially, we have gone through this for many, many years. This needs to be put to an end with the Epstein files, with Melania coming out and saying that she had no ties to Epstein. I will literally being personally involved with Paolo Zampoli reporting me and my dad to the FBI when he committed the crime. He committed the crime. Me and my dad did nothing. We did nothing wrong. Reported us to the FBI, report us to the Department of State, is trying to actively sue us. We did nothing wrong. You are the perpetrator, you are a criminal, and I am going to start doing a series on you, Jean-Luc Brunel, Jeffrey Epstein, and Donald Trump. So get ready. And Pam Bondi.
Amanda's come forward, which opened the floodgates for others. These other brave women, now like Victoria, are going to come forward and start speaking truth. I'm going to show you a video right now that Victoria filmed of Trump and Melania. I want you to watch Melania's eyes when she sees that Victoria is the one taking the video. Watch. Looks like Melania here has seen a ghost.
Like a deer in the headlights.
A little blast from the past. Huh, Melania? You weren't expect her being there, did you? Now, of course, Victoria has a lot more to say. Let's see what else she has to say. Watch.
Good morning. I'm barely awake. I'm on like zero sleep, but just like given the situation. But I did get some good news this morning. So WATO, which is We Are the Ocean, they're going to be investigated. And so WATO, We Are the Ocean, they are a sex trafficking and money laundering scheme that was created by Paolo Zampoli, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Jeffrey Epstein. And it's a very, very bad fake company, but they're going to have to testify in Supreme Court. And even though, like, I hate Pam Bondi as Attorney General, I hated all of that, but like, the fact that Trump can just like basically go out and appoint whoever he wants, I don't think that Todd Blanche is going to be any better, because Todd Blanche is his personal attorney. Complete conflict of interest, but we'll see how that goes.
The confusion of how the District of Columbia is being ran is something that, again, you guys need to watch my Unum Sanctum videos. The District of Columbia isn't ran by who we think it's ran by. It's not ran by the president, or let me say, the United States president. Well, it is ran by the United States president, but it's not Trump. The acting president of the District of Columbia is actually the mayor of the District of Columbia. And all of these other politicians, the executive branch, the legislative branch, the judicial branch, they're all actors. All of them. And I know that sounds so far-fetched, that sounds so crazy. But this is a show. And the real people in charge are the ones behind the scenes. Remember when the event happened on January 6th when they stormed the Capitol? Trump kept saying he needed to get permission from the mayor of the District of Columbia to get the National Guard to be there. Why would the president need the mayor's permission to enact the National Guard anywhere? It's because that person is the one who is in charge. That person is the one who enforces laws here and is in control of the military. And it's been that way since 1871. Actually, it was right before Abraham Lincoln died, so it was 1865 or 64, one of those years. And it's never been overturned. That's why I tell y'all, that's why every president has, as soon as they come into office, has declared a state of emergency. And with it being a state of emergency, all the powers of the government is then transferred over to the mayor of the District of Columbia. If you don't believe me, please do the research. Please.
And that last video cut off, but Jeffrey Epstein's still alive. As is his cellmate, Efren Reyes. Have a great day.
It looks like the past is about to bite somebody in their ass. I find it fascinating how these two think they can mess with other people's families, and there's going to be no blowback on them. No repercussions just because he's the president of the United States and she just happens to be the first lady. The worst first lady this country has ever seen, in my opinion. But that's what they think. If you follow me or subscribe to me, I want you to go and follow Victoria. And this is how you find her. This is her TikTok handle. Please follow her too. Amanda has opened up the floodgates. Amanda has now given the go to every other woman that knows anything about these people to come forward. Victoria's made claims of corporations that are trafficking these young ladies. She's made allegations that J.E. is still alive and well, including his cellmate. Again, I don't know the facts of it. I'm just reporting on it. And Victoria here seems to know a lot. And from the look of Melania's face when she notices Victoria videotaping her, I think Melania knows that Victoria knows a lot of stuff too. The walls are closing in on you and your husband. Guys, tell me what you think about this in the comments. And if you haven't followed me yet, please do. Have a day!
These drawings were done by Giovanni Battista Piranesi, who was born in 1720. It appears he was an artist who was obsessed with recording the old world that had just passed away. Looking at the foliage on some of these destroyed buildings tells me that the destruction took place not too many years ago after he started recording it. Look at the size of the buildings compared to the people standing next to them. He was a Venetian, born in Vienna, and his father was a master mason, which meant that Piranesi was in the heart of the people who were in power and probably well knew what had just happened. If the final destruction took place in 1728 and Piranesi drew them until his death in 1778, 2 years after the complete takeover of America and the founding of the Illuminati, then he would have been within a decade or two of the Great War's ending. Officially, it said that Piranesi used only his imagination to do his drawings, but if so, why did he only seem to draw buildings that had suffered destruction? Piranesi would have been 8 years old when the final reset took place. He could have certainly remembered it and have been affected it on a deep level, so it makes sense that he would feel compelled to draw the most important event of his lifetime. What strikes me the most about these drawings is the detail and how built out the cities actually were, and yet everything is broken. I think this is a glimpse into the world before.
Jeffrey Epstein. It's not a curse. This is a declaration of violence and rejection of this demon. So it means I do not tolerate this evil. I do not make peace with it. I do not look away. I do not soft pedal my disgust to sound civilized, right? This man and every demon who participated in his network deserves to be beaten to death with bare hands, slowly, daily, painfully, right? I would love that, to just administer punishment to demons, just violence applied to evil until evil stops breathing. Yes. I want to watch the last breath and then stomp his face, stomp his skull. That's what fuck means in this context, all right? Total, forceful, uncompromising rejection.
First Lady Melania Trump's video, best gift. I applaud that, because that's exactly how I'm feeling. And for the people who keep talking to what they call this man, Palm Beach Pete, who keep recording them, who keep letting them come on their shows, man. Y'all are so disgusting. The non-backbone you folks got playing this game with these people is highly disgusting to me. Because ain't no way in hell y'all letting these people just walk around. But they do it where they know that they safe at. They gotta, and for everybody who has brought him on the show, you are looking very crazy to me. You are looking very suspicious to me. TMZ talked to him. But the dude who's in control of TMZ, he was in the Epstein files his damn self. So it lets me know that these folks, in particularly Palm Beach Pete, is going to people that are in the know of the fuckery, of the disgusting acts of these people, and they are on board with it. Trying to downplay it. Trying to make it seem normal so that people stop having this gut reaction to want to do something to these people. Because ain't no way in hell I'm seeing Palm Beach Pete and nothing happening to him. I'm just going to throw that out there. Ain't no way I'm seeing any of these folks that I think are in cahoots with the people who were with Epstein. You're not getting an easy pass by me. You're not going to have a good day coming across me. And there need to be enough people who stand on stuff like that, because it's just outrageous that this stuff is continuing on and people acting like everything's normal. But I feel like a shock is coming. When this energy crisis really happens and this family really gets brought on and people really start dying, I feel like it's going to be a shell shock with people. And they're going to understand how much we were letting fly under the radar.
20 years, Amanda Ungaro is unleashing holy hell on X, and with good reason. Here's how it started, and here's how it's going. Stick around. Let me tell you something. There is no place more dangerous in this world than the space between a mother and her child. And to quote Bob Dylan, when you got nothing to lose. So yesterday, the First Lady gave a desperate live statement from the White House Grand Foyer. She was visibly shaking as she denied her links to Jeffrey Epstein. Why out of the blue? Because Amanda Ungaro spent 20 years in Melania's inner circle. A woman who was even a UN ambassador is currently threatening to torch the entire administration from an iPhone in Brazil. Amanda Ungaro was there for it all. The Mar-a-Lago New Year's parties, the inauguration, the private UN galas. She was the partner of Paolo Zampoli, the man who literally introduced Donald Trump to Melania.
She was there for the rituals.
They met when she was just a teenager and he was 32. But when the relationship went south after 2 decades, Zampoli didn't just call a lawyer for custody. He weaponized the full force of the federal government against the woman he called his wife for 19 years to win a custody battle over their American-born teenage son, Giovanni Zampoli. Paolo allegedly coordinated a hit with a high-ranking ICE official named David Venturella and his fellow Kennedy Center board member, Pam Bondi. The result? Amanda was arrested in Miami on a manufactured charge involving a single photo of her hand resting on a laser machine. She was held in ICE detention for 3 months, then deported to Brazil without trial. He kept his seat on the board next to Pam Bondi. He kept his title as presidential special envoy. But then he went too far. A Brazilian court ordered the child returned to his mother, and in total defiance of international law and a direct court order, Paolo Zampoli reportedly snatched the boy from Brazil and fled the country. Amanda has now filed a formal kidnapping complaint. She has nothing left to lose. Amanda is on X right now, posting at Melania saying, "I will take legal action against you and your PDF file husband." She says that she was put on the Jeffrey Epstein plane for the first time when she was 16 years old. Her agent back then? Jean-Luc Brunel, the same guy I mentioned in the Brett Ratner video, the man who co-ran Epstein's modeling agency and then offed himself in a French prison before he could testify. Sound familiar? Amanda says she has all the receipts, photos, physical abuse, proof of millions in insurance fraud, evidence of government bribery. My question is Amanda Ungaro's silence for sale, or will she choose justice over her own personal interest? She's telling the First Lady to shut her mouth because she's about to expose everyone. This isn't a custody battle anymore. It's a thermonuclear threat. So, do you think the truth is finally coming out, or do you think it's another nothing burger? Like, subscribe,
This
and
is a matter of
comment below.
time. But she's gonna have to expose herself. And do you guys think she's willing to do that? That's why I say it's just a matter of time before the real.
Won't hear something like this on mainstream media.
And I had what was the 1953. I was born in 1950, and my dad bought the 1953 edition of an Encyclopedia Britannica. That's just what he bought. Okay. So there is a section on World War II by a famous Jewish historian at the time named Jacob Marcus. I'll never forget. Okay. So my dad wanted me to read it, and other portions too. All right. And Jacob Marcus said that in the work camps, they weren't called concentration camps. They were called work camps to support the war effort. There were many political prisoners, Jehovah's Witnesses, and gypsies in there.
I've never heard anything about Jehovah's Witnesses.
Prisoners were Jews because most of them were promoting the Communist Internationale.
Mm-hmm.
And he says because of the Allied bombings, many perished, probably 200,000. Jews mostly, but gypsies and Jehovah's Witnesses. We didn't hear this word 6 million. We never heard this word concentration camps. We never heard of extermination. I'm just telling you, growing up in the 50s, and anybody Jewish growing up in the 50s would affirm this. We didn't hear this. We didn't hear of gas chambers. And if we did hear of Zyklon B, it was a delousing agent. And what I've learned about Germans being in the business world for so long is that Germans they put people to work. They're very efficient people. They're not going to waste so much time and money killing somebody that can do work. So Auschwitz says work makes free. Now, just to make the story a little more lively, sometime in 1967, this whole Holocaust thing becomes a big thing. All right, so we watched the Ed Sullivan Show, 8 p.m. every Sunday night. It was a family ritual. My cousins were there, my brother, my sister, my dad. This was it. Ed Sullivan with the trapeze people and the ballets and the Jewish comedians and everything. So now Ed Sullivan, hey, we have a really big show tonight, and we have a Holocaust survivor. And we don't know what that is. A Holocaust survivor who is going to do a dramatization of what it was like to suffer in the Holocaust. All right, so it was
on the Ed Sullivan Show. This is like considered entertainment. Okay.
Yes, it was LEC. It was. I remember this so vividly. I'm like 14 at the time or 15. So vividly, because here, listen to this. So now they have this makeshift cell. And there's a piece of bread in a corner. And Elie Wiesel, is holding his stomach and he's hungry and he's looking for the piece of bread and there's a German shepherd. And my dad says, I'm not going to put up with this bull. The other word. He's a fraud. And my dad was that kind of person. He turns it off. Then he goes, to another room and we just turn it right back on. And we want to see this guy. And it turned out later that maybe 20 years later, someone caught him walking in an orchard, a big field in France, in a short-sleeved shirt. And he's expressing himself to his friends. There's no tattoo. He was never in Birkenau. Never. He's a liar, a fraud. And my dad called him out back in 1966. Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all I want to say about that.
People are starting to notice. What do you guys think of this?
Did you hear about the crazy discovery in Kentucky in that waterfall tunnel? And it changes everything we know about America. So last week in Kentucky, this waterfall all of a sudden shot out of a mountain. It's never been there before. And so scientists wanted to hike up to it to see maybe what caused it. But when they got up to the opening, they said in the back, they could see like a little cave cavern that looked man-made. And so they got ropes. And when they went in, there was all this artifactage and it's Egyptian. They said you can see the sarcophagi, the clay pot sarcophagi up top, and then these wooden boxes full of Egyptian gold bracelets. But what was crazy in the back room was this tablet of clay. They said the writing is Egyptian hieroglyphicers, but it's not quite Egyptian. It's like a refracted or like a reformed Egyptian. But on here, it tells the history of the world, and it also says the Egyptians were visited by our sky cousins, and they were transposed, is what it said, to the Americas. And so we don't know if that's like teleported, but they said that they founded the Americas and that they covered this land, but something made them extinctionated, and that's why we haven't known about it. We also found like this tablet record. I'm going tomorrow to go through it, and there's just so much to learn, but I'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Now, for the person who was in my comment section saying, "Oh, how could the United States wasn't ancient Israel?" He was like, "So the Israelites walked around after they left Egypt for 40 years, and then they wound up in America? That doesn't make sense. This and that." And I'm like, "My guy, you obviously are not paying attention to the story that is being told. We are saying that the United States is ancient Israel. We are saying that the United States is also ancient Egypt. Literally, if you know anything about geography, you would know that Israel was right next to Egypt. It wasn't that far. You could walk from Egypt to Israel and vice versa. I'm not saying that it was a day trip. I'm not saying that it was, you know what I'm saying, a quick walk. You know what I'm saying? It was, but they were relatively close. So for those people who are trying to say, well, how could both of those places be in this, both in America? What do you mean? They're both next to each other on that side of the world. Why is this such a hard concept to grasp, that it didn't take place over there, that it actually happened over here? And just because we're putting it in that context, all your understanding about where these places are located is all jumbled up, that you're making it seem like it couldn't possibly be in the Americas, because how could both Egypt and Israel be in the same place? What are you talking about? But this is how jumbled up people's minds are. This is how unstable people are today, when their sense of knowing is challenged. It's like their brain falls away, and then they just get to spin out the rhetoric that they've learned, and dismissing the evidence that is being brought before them. That's not true journalism. That's not true detective work. That's not using your brain. If you have to use narratives that have been shaped over the course of the last 100 years, and it's only been the last 100 years, you have to use these narratives for your understanding, because you've been brainwashed. But since you don't want to accept that, you'll rather dismiss everything that's being said and the evidence that's being brought forth. And that's something people have got to get out of, truly. Because then when I made that point, he sure didn't respond.
So, Unit 8200 is Israel's NSA, the division of their intelligence services that focuses on hacking, cybersecurity, and signals intelligence. And they are well known to be one of the best in the world. 8200 is the largest single military unit in the IDF, and its alumni are all over the tech world, both in Israel and America, as well as all around the world. All the way back in 2014, Israel's export of cybersecurity products was over $6 billion, exceeding Israeli exports of other military hardware for the first time. All the way back when this article was written, tiny little Israel captured about 10% of the entire global cybersecurity market.
And then
and Israel is at the center.
When the I believe it was what was their name? Hamas. They attacked Hamas by destroying all the pagers that they had sent them. They didn't even know was Israeli technology. And they inserted bombs in them. And it scares me with having this phone, any of these phones now, because why did they take off the option from being able to remove the battery? Is it because they don't want us to mess with the explosive that they damn near potentially put in these devices? You see my phone, when I'm not using my phone, I keep this thing away from me. Because ain't no telling when the motherfucker might blow up. Because I'm exposing these folks. What if they consider me a target? I don't know what is safe to use and what's not, but I'm not going to be no fool and just pretend like everything's safe. Like this is in a radiation box. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, when I go to sleep at night, I make sure me and my wife put our phones in Faraday bags. And the fact that most people don't do that and sleep with these phones right next to their heads, it's scary. We know that these things cause cancer, but my thing is, again, why didn't they leave the choice to take your battery out? That's very suspicious. Didn't I find out that they in charge of all
The
this
global
technology?
cyber arms race, not just because Israelis like to spy on people, but because they have a captive population with no government or legal recourse upon which everyone wants to test their new surveillance technologies. The Financial Times goes on to reference an open letter that was published in 2014 in Israeli newspapers and broadcast on Channel 10. In it, a group of 43 serving and former 8200 reservists revealed what they said were coercive spying tactics being used on innocent Palestinians, including the collection of embarrassing sexual, financial, and other information. They're blackmailing the Palestinians, guys. You really can't make this up. Israel controls all imports and exports by land and sea, frequently cutting off electricity, water, food, and other supplies to the country. They've been known to intentionally let in less calories than the population would need to survive at basic nutritional standards. They have a two-tiered justice system where Palestinians can be taken from their homes in the middle of the night and locked in prison without a hearing for months or even years at a time. They've been doing this since long before October 7th. Gaza is very much a Holocaust since October 7th, but the West Bank, in many ways, was just as interesting to the global surveillance industry. Because although the human rights abuses, brutality, and murders aren't always as brazen there, the technocratic nightmare very much is. The West Bank has thousands of cameras installed all over its shattered territories, many of which are supplied by the Chinese company that is blacklisted in the US for helping the Chinese government commit genocide.
Man, it's not that deep.
The lies linking
Tired of
me
hearing that.
with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I never been friends with Epstein.
Cap.
Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time,
But you didn't know him.
since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach.
Please.
To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump. I'm not a
Why do you have
witness
to read this?
or
I'm
a
sorry.
named witness
That sounds like
in connection with
nonsensical
any of
this
Epstein's.
is. The fact that she did this is, why did this have to be read? Why you couldn't just come out and say this? Why did it have to be something that you have to read off a piece of paper? Because you don't believe it, ma'am. You don't believe it. You didn't want to accidentally say something that was going to contradict what you said. So you had somebody type up what you did. What's so hard about coming out? You didn't even have to say anything. That was the whole thing about this that was so like goofy to me. You didn't have to say anything. But you obviously know that some people with some type of criteria that would make them believable, whether if they had a relationship with you or Epstein or both, was going to come out and say something about you, which they have, like we see earlier in this video, and you tried to get ahead of it. Because why not just not say anything, and when asked about it, just say, oh, that's preposterous. It's because you knew. You knew it was really going to come to light. But it's still, I still see people talking about some go Trump. Go this administration. Go the government itself. Still playing the left and the right game. Wake up. We need to dissolve this government and create something for the people, because the government that we thought was for the people was dissolved a long time ago, y'all. It was. It hasn't been here since the 1800s. And what we are living in now is a farce. Stuff is crazy, man.
Epstein's crimes.
Bitch can barely speak
My name
English.
has never appeared in court documents,
Y'all think we wasn't taking over?
depositions, victim statements, or FBI in interviews surrounding the Epstein matter. I have never had any knowledge of Epstein abuse of his victims. I was never involved in any capacity. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors.
So you can know who to target.
Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony. Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes, and then her testimony should be permanently entered into the congressional record. Then, and only then, we will have the truth.
They're so damn smart. Like this is.
It's not just this one tweet that's got Melania shooketh. It was the tweets after that has Melania panicking. I'll show you those in a second, but for those that don't know, this is Amanda Ungaro. When she was 17, she was brought to America by Jean-Luc Brunel when she signed with his modeling agency, Karen. She was in a decade-long relationship with Paolo Zampoli. Paolo Zampoli was Melania's agent. Their story has always been that he was the one who introduced her to Trump. And Paolo now currently works so closely with this administration, he is currently with J.D. Vance in Turkey. And Amanda and Melania were like this. After the relationship soured, Zampoli used his connections with Trump to send ICE after his baby mama. Now, not only has she been deported back to Brazil, but he has essentially stolen their 15-year-old child. As you can see, recently, she has started to talk because what does she have left to lose? And now word on the street is an interview is about ready to drop that Amanda did last weekend. Clearly, she has now been emboldened and empowered enough to start speaking out. But I want you all to notice the time and date on this one, because this is the one everyone's talking about, the 11 o'clock April 8th one. But it's the tweets that came after midnight that are the ones that scared Melania so badly into having an impromptu press conference without Trump's knowledge. She says, "Do you know what I think about you after 20 years? And she's directly talking to Flotus here. "We'll take legal action against you and your PDF husband. I have known you for 20 years. You knew I was detained by ICE. You were present in my life. Every year on my son's birthday, even sending Secret Service and being the first to congratulate him back in 2016. Something was clearly wrong, but I am not part of any evil mission involving children. So what did you do, Melania? You tried to involve me, but you failed because I have character."
Individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect.
"I will tear down your corrupt system, even if it's the last thing I do in my life. I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know, of who you are and who your husband is. I have nothing left to lose in my life. I will tear down the entire system. Be careful with me, bitch." That's why. That is why. Because Melania knows that Amanda knows the secrets. I mean, Amanda was even going after Pam Bondi, telling her that, "Do you fully understand the extent of the information I possess regarding you and the individuals associated with you?" This is the public hearing we need. This is the woman who needs to testify under oath. This is the woman who could save a nation right now.
TikTok, y'all gonna want to stick around for this one. Y'all remember when they said that 2 of the astronauts were central casting? Well, let's talk about it.
127th mission to the space station. Mike and Sonia are the 2 of the 4 American astronauts that are on that flight. They're right out of central casting.
So today is April 10th, and the Artemis II is set to splash down in the Pacific Ocean. Do you know what else happened on April 10th? Here, let me show you. And also let me show you who was part of that central casting. On April 10, 2024, this popular TV show, Fallout, aired. Now the thing about Fallout is, I found one of those astronauts on this show. Meet Victor Glover, who's the pilot of Artemis II. Do you know who else Victor Glover is? Let's find out. Well, here's Victor Glover 2 years earlier as a cast member on that very famous show, Fallout, which aired April 10th, 2024. Now, when they tell you that they get them right out of Central Casting, they get them right out of Central Casting.
Literal acting.
Now, you might ask yourself, for those of you that don't know, what is Central Casting? Well, I give you the definition and then show you the company. Central Casting, the department of a movie studio responsible for casting actors, especially viewed as a source of people who are stereotypical of their role in appearance, behavior, or nature. And look at the bottom. A politician right out of Central Casting. Now, if you look here, here's the company, Central Casting. It says Central Casting is the leading background actor casting company in the United States. We cast hundreds of roles on set every day. Sign up to be a background actor. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. I told you all, I'm trying to be a great producer like Spielberg. Only for Central Casting.
Experts are sounding the alarm after AI giant Anthropic revealed a new model called Mythos that it says is too powerful to release to the public.
Imagine a world where everyone had a nuclear bazooka, basically.
In a blog post, Anthropic saying, during our testing, we found that Mythos Preview is capable of identifying and then exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities in every major operating system and every major web browser when directed by a user to do so. And in something out of a sci-fi movie, Mythos was placed in a secure environment with no internet access and managed to break out.
Scream and your entire staff dies. I think a lot about Meteor.
That's not what it sounds like.
Boom. The end. Start again. The world made clean for the new man to rebuild. I was meant to be new. I was meant to be beautiful. The world would have looked to the sky and seen hope, seen mercy. Instead, they look up in horror because of you.
Is that not Ultron? I know a lot of this stuff is hard to stomach, hard to believe. Y'all probably think I'm a nut. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably think people like me who are making these videos are nuts, but we are just trying to make you all informed on what's going on. The things that are happening, it's all at the detriment of us. And until we come to that conclusion together, we would still be at the mercy and hands of people who are doing unspeakable things behind closed doors. To not only children, to not just the old, but to all of us. No matter what race, creed, or color you are, we are all at the mercy of these people until we understand that we've been pitted against each other. We've been brainwashed. We had all type of psychological testing done on all of us to get us to do one thing and not look at the perpetrators of this madness. But again, that's the point of this channel, is to help us come together on some sense of understanding on what we need to do. And again, I want to apologize for, the 2-week break. I promise I am going to be more consistent this time as I'm writing the book. Well, like I said, I'm finished writing the book. It's just me typing it up now and figuring out how to get it published and everything. And the closer I am to that, I will start giving you guys more details about it, because I don't want to become censored when I tell you all what the topic of the book is until it's ready. And I pray that, my book helps bring forth a lot of understanding on what these people are doing and who they serve. But that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, and we almost there. I just need 29 more subscribers. Help the word get out about this channel and about the information that I am trying to bring out to you all if you feel like it's worth it. But with that being said, King Marcel out. Peace.
Who is alive?
looking for the prize. That's eternal life. And bringing the chains in my mind. I'm talking real peace.